Okay, so guys, the next generation. We were promised it with the Xbox gameplay reveal.
And it was delivered.
We all know how that turned out, but today it seems like good old Uncle Tim Sweeny, everyone's favorite video game man, has delivered the goods. And he served up the reveal of Unreal Engine 5 running on a PlayStation 5. I'm getting all the numbers mixed up. We haven't seen it yet. We're gonna watch it after the drop. Let's go.
Here we go.
Alright, so this is the Unreal Engine 5. This is the real-time demo running on PlayStation 5, okay? I've read about this, I've seen the highlights.
Here we go.
But I haven't actually watched it yet, so here we go, let's do this now.
Hello, I'm Brian Karras, Technical Director of Graphics here at Epic Games.
Wow, the graphics look so realistic here.
Oh, shit.
Can't believe
That's
it.
amazing CGI.
Look at those guys' hair, I mean, it's the way it's so shiny, it looks so real.
In the end, that's what it's all about. Art that just works. And we call this new technology
Just works. You can't ever use the phrase, it just works anymore.
You can't.
It's over.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Whoa! That looks that looks pretty.
That's insane.
I think we're there now. That looks pretty damn good.
If you'd have tell me right now that that's
Before we continue, let's
real,
stop a
I'd be
moment
like,
and
yeah,
take a
that's
look
real.
If you walk past a TV looking at you like you're watching a TV show.
Yeah.
But instead of using the game versions, we use the cinematic versions,
That
which
looks
would
nuts.
typically only be used in film.
There's no way I could tell
There
the
are
difference.
around 1 million triangles each.
That's
Thanks
pretty
to virtual
good.
texturing, they all use 8K textures as well. We've made
Let's
some
go.
great additions to our audio system as well. Convolution reverb allows us to...
Did she just We've got the Final Fantasy 7
Yeah.
loading here, guys.
Jedi Fallen Order too.
Yeah,
This
they
is
did
Jedi
a thing.
Fallen
They're
Order.
gonna hide
Oh,
the
the
loading.
lighting on the head. It just looks incredible.
Yeah, it looks really good.
This swarm of bats was created with our Niagara effects system.
Viagra?
Did he say Viagra?
This statue was imported directly from ZBrush and is
must
more
be a
than
boss.
33 million triangles.
Holy shit.
No
Look at
baking
that.
of normal maps, no authored LODs.
Jesus.
That's amazing.
For a total of over 16 billion triangles from statues alone.
How is that possible? Like, how is that actually possible? I don't
This looks like
understand.
PS7.
Hundreds of
It
billions
looks
of
so
triangles.
good. Put your coin in. There we go.
Give me something good. Give me a legendary skin.
All running on a PlayStation 5.
Holy shit.
This is how they should make
That's unbelievable.
video game movies.
This honestly just looks real. Like, you could put this in an actual, like, Indiana Jones. Just film it in there. That could be Harrison Ford in the middle right there. My bones.
Don't fail me now.
I'm going now.
Don't do it. Oh, shit. Okay, this is the clip I've seen on Twitter.
Okay, this
Is unbelievable.
is a bit of a debate now, for me at least. Is this gameplay or
Yes,
cinematic?
it's actually confirmed to be playable.
Jesus
You can play
Christ.
this. This is not fake. This is actually real.
Now we can make a Superman game. Now we're ready for it.
Now it's time.
Now we're ready for it.
That is unbelievable. That little section right there.
Okay, that's incredible.
It's very impressive tech demo.
Okay, so where do we even start, everybody?
Okay, so firstly, that was running at 1440p at 30 FPS. So everyone's gonna be like, 30 FPS, like we were yesterday in our video.
Yep.
The thing to note is that they were not trying to do a demo to highlight 60 FPS like stuff. Like the features that they were trying to highlight there, they were trying to show at the maximum resolution they could. So I don't begrudge them the choice in a tech demo to highlight specific features, the decision to go 30 FPS.
I think that we're seeing a bit of a trend here, everybody, in the last 2 days, 2 games or 2 showcases of gameplay that has 30 FPS. Now, I do think you're right, but it is an interesting choice to want to go in 30 FPS because it says to me that in order for them to get to that level,
Yes.
they need to, of course, bring that FPS down.
I agree with that.
And I think that may be something that we're going to be seeing more and more in the future with developers that want to try and aim for those amazing graphics. They'll actually discount that FPS.
If that is what they can achieve at 1440p 30 FPS, I would love to see them run at 1080p and go 60 FPS.
Totally.
Happy days, man. That's it. Sold, done. I'll buy the next gen consoles right now.
Yeah.
But as I said, I don't look at this and think, oh, it's so terrible they did 30 FPS. This is a decision they made in the tech demo. I think that's fine because they were highlighting other features.
Totally.
In terms of the features they were highlighting, the global illumination looks incredible. The weird Viagra engine AI stuff, I don't know what that is exactly.
And there's plenty of triangles, okay? There's
a lot of triangles.
I don't know what the triangles are, but they're talking a lot about triangles.
That's
and I'm
right.
like, oh, cool, whatever. I'm all for it. So that must be the cool thing now.
I think as I've done some reading, it seems like the biggest takeaway is the way that they're able to take models that are created in other places, other software suites, etc., whatever else, and just drop them straight into games. And somehow the engine is able to render that. I don't know how they do this. I don't know how they can all of a sudden say, well, we could do about 1/10 of that before, but now we can do 10 times that. It's like it seems like a massive jump. And a lot of like people in game dev who have been all over Twitter are basically like, this is a complete game changer. Being able to take these assets we create elsewhere, cinematic quality assets, and drop them straight into a video game without having to compromise performance is nuts. So it's getting very positive raps left, right, and center. Everyone seems to be loving this. Digital Foundry did a very positive write-up on it as well, or video on their channel. Game devs everywhere are creaming their pants. It does feel like a legitimate next-gen experience.
I think that's the question. Is this actual next-gen graphics? I do believe this is next-gen graphics. I do think that, are we there on the first game that comes out on PlayStation 5? Probably not.
No.
Okay.
And I think that's a good point, because I think what we can do now is we can just, what we're showing you right now on screen is the Unreal 4 demo that was revealed back in 2012.
Still impressive. Now,
still impressive.
You can see when I first looked at it, I'm like, oh, that looks pretty. Oh, wait, okay. And the more it went on, I was like, okay, cool. I can clearly see that we have moved on from here.
Correct.
But when that was actually shown in 2011 or whatever, 2012, that would have been absolutely cutting edge, and we of course wouldn't have seen that in the first generation of the games that came out on the next on that current gen.
Correct.
So it'll take probably 2 or 3 years before we start really surpassing that, but it's promising. It's really promising to see that we've seen a previous Unreal Engine be surpassed. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we're also going to surpass this engine too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Eventually, it's inevitable, of course, but you're right. It's not going to be like the first batch of next-gen games are going to look like this. That's not the case. The other thing I would mention that was really impressive in that demo is that last section where she's running, and she's falling, I should say. The amount of data that is being streamed, that's only possible because of the SSDs that are being used in next-gen hardware, and the amount of data that are able to just pull off hard drives. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So basically, that is also extremely exciting as well, and we're going to be able to see that in larger spaces, because that was only a very small section, but theoretically with next-gen hardware, you could do that across entire cities, like in Spider-Man, for example.
Definitely, and we've already seen that with Spider-Man tech demos, what they were trying to show on PS5, how fast you can travel through that world. The creative choices that we're going to see from that is going to be crazy. You know, as I said, maybe we will see a Superman game, but like fast travel can be a different approach entirely in terms of creative ideas and stuff. So I'm excited to see what they do with that.
Yeah.
But like, look, on top of that, the actual engine itself has a very unique way it's going to be marketing itself, everybody. I don't think we've ever seen this before. If you're an indie developer, for instance, it's going to be very attractive. What they're doing is, if you sign on and start using Unreal Engine 5, up to $1 million of profit, you don't have to pay a single cent, man. And that is going to be an absolute game changer.
Pretty nuts.
For a lot of indie devs that make maybe a couple $100,000, right?
Oh, dude, if indie devs on their first game break even, they've crushed it. If they make like $20,000 or $30,000, they're like, hey, man, we're eating dinner tonight, you know?
Totally.
And if for them to make $1 million, I mean, that's huge. So for Tim Sweeny and Epic Games to be offering this deal, for the first $1 million, you don't have to pay Epic a cent. That's a very good deal. And it really does bone Unity, which is the kind of the other engine that game devs are using right now. You have to pay for that engine, you have to license it. There are different tiers to it in terms of the licensing costs. It really does put a lot of pressure on that engine to change their business model up if you can go with Unreal and get next-gen quality technology and get it for free. Do you know what I mean?
I think that it's pretty crazy to see such an incentive and such an offer, but I think it's really Tim Sweeny and Epic Games trying to position themselves that everyone jumps on for the next generation.
For sure.
I think that they want to be the go-to. And look, we're already seeing a lot of games made on Unreal Engine, but like, it seems like with this particular offer, they want to make sure that they are the people for the next gen. And also has other features within it, like anti-cheat and other features baked into the offering. So for like an indie dev or a small publisher or whatever, it just makes sense. Like if there's so many things already integrated. The last point I make, it's also Epic Game Store. It's becoming more and more of like an entire package that people can just jump onto.
Actually, one other thing is when you go with Unreal Engine 5, you actually get the easy anti-cheat already built into it as well, which
that's what I mean.
is not perfect. No anti-cheat solution is perfect, as Valorant has learnt.
Yes.
But, you know, it's you have that built into it as well. There's a bunch of other features as well, which I don't really understand, to be honest, but they're also there. So if you go with Unreal Engine 5, you're getting the latest graphics engine technology, you're getting easy anti-cheat, you're getting all this extra stuff that I don't know about, plus you're getting it all for free unless you make $1 million.
And a good split.
Where is
if you want to put it on Epic Games?
Where's the downside, man?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel sorry for Unity at this point. They feel like feels like they're being just ground into out of existence by Tim Sweeny. I hope the Unity can find a way to survive this, because this is going to be tough for them.
I
Very
think
tough.
Totally. Well, I wonder if for the next 2 or 3 years we're really going to see some seismic changes in terms of, you know, other engines out there having to compete. But Xbox, man. Were you watching Xbox? Okay. Now let's just make a quick observation. Xbox Showcase, I think they showed like over 10 games, right?
Yeah.
Everyone hated
I can't remember the name of almost any of them now.
This showed a game that does not exist. And it went for 9 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And everyone's loving it.
Yeah, true.
It's just gameplay.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
that's what people wanted.
And again, it wasn't quite gameplay technically. Like, we need to be clear about that. There are, you know, tech demos are not gameplay, but
gameplay of the future.
They did confirm that this is actually playable. By the way, you can get a dev kit right now for PlayStation 5, and you can play through this. So it's not technically gameplay because, like, there's all this other stuff that goes into games, like, you know, AI and whatever else that's not there in this tech demo. However, it is actually technically playable, which means that it's a hell of a lot better than anything we saw from Xbox. And it really just shows how much of a missed opportunity that Xbox reveal was, because that was their gameplay reveal. That was like the see next gen graphics, see next gen hardware, see its power, see its potential, pre-order today, and everyone just walked away like, huh?
Yeah,
what?
It was a real disappointment, and I think that the funny thing is PlayStation did it better, and it wasn't even done by PlayStation. It was done by Epic Games.
True.
And I think this has really set a great stage now for PlayStation. Like, before everyone was like, you know, PlayStation, where you at, man? Now they've done this through Epic Games or whatever. It set the stage. I think a lot of people now are going to welcome some more news from PlayStation very soon.
I would say, though, don't forget, this demo could probably have also run on a PlayStation, on an Xbox Series X.
But it's interesting that they really touted that it was actually PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but I reckon
why they did
I reckon Sony probably had a deal with them or something.
Sure.
The specs of these machines are close enough that you could have run this demo on the Xbox Series X. I'm almost certain of it.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, you know, PlayStation 5 nailed it, but it really is more a case of like Xbox really flubbed it with their gameplay reveal, because I think Epic really nailed it here. This looks like fantastic technology. It really does feel like next gen. And that's the other thing. I think we've been I certainly have been very skeptical about the kind of jump we can expect to see into next gen. I was really expecting we weren't going to see a jump as big as this. But you know what? This is impressive. I will definitely say that I was not expecting to see something of this quality this early on.
What's really exciting to see if this is the baseline of what we can expect in 3 or 4 years. God knows what it's going to look like when streaming computational power is included. It's just going to be like massive in the next 8 or 9 years.
16 times the detail, guys. It just works. He said it at the start. We're saying it now. Ladies and gentlemen, the next gen is here. The Laymen are going to be here for you for the ride.
I guess so.
Nailed it.
Laymen out.